Time now for your business news. 9 people have been seriously injured in the ongoing clashes between rival union members AMCU and NUM in the Free State. Now, hundreds of AMCU members who are armed with knobkerries are still camping outside the Sibanye Gold's Beatrix mine shaft in Theunissen near Welkom. Now, they say they have been barred from entering the mine premises by the management in a bid to prevent further confrontations with NUM. AMCU in the region has been at loggerheads with Sibanye, demanding to be recognized as the majority union. Now, for more on the story, we are now joined live from Theunissen by our SABC News reporter, Palesa Moeti. Palesa, very good morning to you and welcome. And can you tell us what's the latest?
Thank you. Thank you, Elvis. I'm with Jack Makopo from AMCU, who is the regional organizer in the Lejuli-Putswa district. Jack, please explain to us what exactly happened yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday after we returned from the mass meeting, we've heard that NUM have blocked the passages inside of the hostel so that AMCU member cannot enter. Then we did escort the people. Then when we arrived here, we found it is like that. People could not enter. Then we went to Vice President Mike Roberts and see how can we resolve the problem with NUM so that people can enter the premises. But he promised us that he'll call the police. Police will search the hostel and clear the hostel before the people can enter. But it took that long, for 8 hours before the police can respond and can arrive at the place. And even after they have arrived, they haven't done anything. They've just stand and watch. We approached them, we asked them how can they assist us. They told us that they don't have a jurisdiction. Another one said that they don't have enough manpower from Welkom, Virginia and Theunissen. They ordered the manpower from Bloemfontein. But the Vice President said that they are afraid of Marikana issue. That's why they cannot respond on the issue. But meanwhile, we're still at the meeting trying to sort out the problem. There were ambulances entering the hostel and coming out of the people who are injured. Because we had members that who didn't attend the mass meeting, who were still left, and others were from the work. So what I've heard about it was 3 members because we were not getting any information of what is happening. Late at about 12 o'clock, we decided that we'll take the members to number 4 hostel so that they can sleep and eat, so that today we can continue with the meeting and see how do we resolve the issue. But the members are declined to go, and the others were still inside the hostel. Others were at the south gate. Then I asked the security to escort us because police didn't want to do anything. Then I entered with my car. We found the people. We instructed them to use the opposite gate so that we can come at the assembly point where then we can talk to them. Then we were spoken to them. They understood and they decided that they will stay until the matter is resolved. And the Vice President promised us that they'll pay the ship for yesterday and for today. And he'll stop the buses so that people from the township cannot enter the premises, because obviously it will be dangerous for them if they come and do not know what's happening and enter the premises. And then we are so disappointed about the police. We wrote a letter to Nati Mteto the day before, tell him about the situation that is going to happen and ask him to give us the police so that they can come and marshal the situation. But they didn't do that. Even if they were present, then they haven't responded. They haven't done anything for us. So that is exactly what happened yesterday. So now I'm on my way to hospital to confirm the figures and how far did it end, how many people are injured. I don't have the statistics by now.
Do you know the extent of the injuries of those who are in hospital at the moment?
Yeah, well, before we go to the mass meeting, there's been a fight. There was an NM leader with a gun. Then there was a stoning. Another one was attacked by the knobkerries. I think from NUM side, 4 was injured, but 1 was badly injured. Then we hear that he's at ICU. We haven't heard any latest condition about him. Then at night, we've heard about the 3 people. But we can say it's more than that because of there were ambulances getting inside and out with people, and then as you know, we couldn't see and then ask them who are those people and how many are they, so that the number are not confirmed right now. Okay.
NUM has actually accused management of sowing divisions between yourselves as AMCU and them as NUM. Would you also agree with this?
I'm not actually going to agree, but from my side, yeah, then the management is taking side. Because NUM has to compete with AMCU, but you'll see that the management is taking NUM side. Because NUM do take the meeting here. If it was AMCU who did block the people not to go to the meeting, you could have called the police and our members could have been arrested by now. But yesterday, when we put the issue to him, he said no one is guilty. Instead, knowing exactly who did this, and then the law of the company said the assault is not allowed inside the premises of the company. Those people could have been charged and notified and been dismissed, so that the situation can be controlled. Now, by the way they are treating their things, even after this chaos, there will be unrest because of, we know that justice is not going to prevail here. So as you see that we've been crying from yesterday, that is babysitting NUM because of they've got long-term relationship. Now it's difficult to him to terminate the relationship because his duty was to set the meeting with AMCU, verify the stop orders, and make the deduction. But you'll see always when you approach him, you say NUM, and it's now the management who's doing NUM's job.
Yeah. The main issue with AMCU, I understand, is the figures, the numbers of your members. Just explain to us what is happening in that regard.
Yeah, you see, when we are starting to verify the numbers, the system was manipulated because when we go up with the numbers, the percentages were going down. Then we queried that. After that, the certain their industry numbers are categorized in ZKs. Certain key numbers were not appearing at the system, saying that people are not working for the company. Then until we have invited CCMA, and it happens in front of the CCA process, then at last then they said we've got 2,600 members, then we got 41%. After a while, then they said 600 people then has absconded, they are no longer in the role. Then we got 35, we cannot get now the OCRAs that we're entitled to. So after then the matter was pursued, they said from the deduction, the proof that we've got, it was 3,100, and we still had the 2,280 stop orders to process, but they don't want to give us the breakdown of the figures that which majority union is it, because we're entitled to all the rights. But unless then he give the fair figures, then they will be skeptical about the thing. It is the evidence that you don't want us to be a majority union. You still want NUM to control, to make decisions for AMCU.
Now, at the moment, management took a decision to hold off all operations, so so that to avoid confrontations between the two sides. Do you think this was a good move or not?
It was good if it was done in good faith, not taking a side. Because from yesterday, 4 o'clock, nothing has been done. Nothing has been done until now. These people have been staying like that. They slept here outside. They could have instructed the police to search the hostels or take other people to clear these people inside the hostel so that then we can be able to get people together and talk to the people. But it doesn't happen. It is only a theory that I'll do this, I'll do this. Then he need 1 hour. From 1 hour, he come with a new agenda. Then you have decided it. Because after then we have spoken to him, he went to NUM and consult with them. They give him another version. Then he's come with that NUM's version. Even if we're holding meeting, he'll always say NUM, and that is negotiating the bad faith. You cannot talk about people then who are resting in the hostels. We'll stay people who are innocent, in fact, are suffering outside. Obviously, the problem is about the management. If it has been fair enough, we wouldn't have faced this situation. And it's still not prepared to do justice. We don't know for how long will these people stay here. Because now we're waiting for the national organizer then so that we can start with the meeting. Maybe, hopefully, tonight then the matter will be resolved. Because if it doesn't, it will extend to other hostels. Then that is going to be very, very difficult to us to control it. if he can go to other hostels. Because when they come underground, 3 o'clock, and hear about the situation, they're going to do the same way where they are. You don't know what they want to see. You understand?
Your members have been outside, since yesterday, since after the meeting yesterday.
Since after the meeting, they haven't entered the premises.
I'm sure it has been very uncomfortable. Just tell us about the experience throughout the night. Have they eaten breakfast? What's happened?
Yeah, well, they did organize food for them. But you must know, at the struggle, people don't get hungry. They just get tired and anxious. Then we're struggling with their temper now. Because if their temper can go out of the hand, there's nothing that you can do. Then will be cold, there will be more bodies lying down. You understand? Okay,
and that was the regional organizer for AMCU in the Lejwe district, Mr. Jack Makopo, from me, Palisa Mweti, in Welkom. That's it for now.